Alright, hello, welcome to today's video. We are doing the second video on Mathswatch questions that were submitted to me via email. Any questions that you do have, you can submit to me via email. I will try and make a video and get back to you. Make sure that you're not just sending me all of your homework to do. That's not, I can't just be doing all your homework. I need to make sure that you need to tell me that you've had a go at the questions and you can't do them, and then I will come back and help you out. There we go. Yeah, but just it's something I've thought of. I'm not saying that any of you doing that. I just wanted to make it clear that there's something that's not on. To make sure that you're only submitting me questions that you've had a go at, you've given them a real go, you've used your books, you've used all that, and you can't do, and you send it to me just as a last resort. Anyway, now that that's been said, let's get on with the video and let's get on with these questions. Sue has 18 sweets. Tony also has 18 sweets. Sue gives Tony X sweets. Sue then eats 5 of her sweets and Tony eats half of his sweets. Write an expression for the number of sweets Sue and Tony now have. Sorry about that. Right, so if we start with Sue and we write them both next to each other, look at the pen. Right, let's go. They're black today. I haven't gone black yet. So Sue, we're going to write Sue as S because algebra and laziness, and we can't be bothered to write things down. Sue has 18 sweets. Tony has 18 sweets. Sue gives Tony X amount of sweets. So Sue has given him X sweets. So Sue is X sweets down. So if Sue gave Tony 2 sweets, Sue would have 2 sweets less and Tony would have 2 sweets more. Sue's given Tony X sweets, so Sue has X sweets less and Tony has X sweets more. Sue then eats 5 of her sweets, so she has 5 sweets less, so we subtract 5 from the original amount, from the amount that's left from the last statement. So we've done this statement, we've done this statement, we've done this statement, we've done this statement. Tony then eats half of his sweets. So we can take this amount here and divide it by 2. So let's start about trying to simplify these statements. Tony's statement we can basically just leave as it is. That is a good way of expressing how many sweets Tony has. In terms of typing it, I would say that you can just put a bracket and say Tony has 18 plus X divided by 2. And if you just use a /, that should be good enough if you can't actually insert a fraction into this. I'm not really sure how it works. I'm not sure if you can put a fraction or not, but if you can, great. If not, then just do it like this. Let's have a look at Sue. We can't really do anything with the minus X because that's the only thing there that's an X, so we leave it as it is. We have an 18, we have a minus 5. 18 minus 5 is 13. So we can say that Sue has 13 sweets minus X. So we don't know what X is. So that is how we write expressions for the number of sweets that Sue and Tony now have. Right, let's go on to the next question. ABCD is a quadrilateral. Calculate the value of X. Now, this says you don't use a calculator, and this relies on you knowing your rules of internal angles and the sums of internal angles. Any quadrilateral, a square, a rectangle, a rhombus, a parallelogram, any kind of quadrilateral shape with 4 sides, the internal angles add up to 360 degrees. So let's add up all these angles and equate them to 360. So we have this angle, x, this angle, 3x, this angle, 2x, and this angle, which is a right angle, so it's 90 degrees. So x plus 3x plus 2x plus 90 equals 360 degrees. If we, let's tie this up a bit, x plus 3x plus 2x, well, we have 1 of something, we have 3 of that something, and then 2 more of that something, we have 6. So we're going to tidy this up and say 6x plus 90 is 360. We're going to take this 90 off both sides because we're looking to solve for x. We're looking for the value of x. So we take 90 off both sides of the equation. This cancels out. This becomes 270. 6x equals 270. And if you're looking to do this without the calculator, then you just do it using subtraction. 360 minus 90. 0 minus 0 is 0. 6 minus 9 we can't do. We borrow 1 off the 3. 60 minus 9, that's 7. And then 2 minus 0 is 2. So we get our 270. Now we're looking to divide both sides by 6 because we're looking to solve for x. So we divide this by 6 and this is what our x becomes. Now we can do this using long division, bust up method, whatever you want to call it. So 270. So how many 6s is going to 2? 0. How many 6s is going to 27? How many 6s is going to 27? Do you bring the 2 over? Well, count up in 6s. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. So 30, we've gone above 27. So we go back 1 to 24, which is 4. So we write a little 4, and 24 of 27, that's 3. So we have a 3 remainder. 6 is how many 6 is going to 30? 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, that's 5. So we do a 5, and we find x to be 45 degrees. So there is our answer for part A. Part B says when A, B, C and D is drawn to scale, would the lines A, D and BC be parallel or not? So let's have a look. So we're looking to see what these two angles here are. We already know this one. This one is, in fact I'm going to rub that out because I've made a bit of a mess. We know that the angle ABC is 90 degrees. So we're looking to say, so in words you'd say if AD and BC are parallel, then BAD, so we're looking to show that BAD and ABC both equal 90. So we know that ABC equals 90, because that's a given. BAD is 2 lots of x. 2 lots of x, 2 lots of 45. Well, that equals 90. Both of our angles equal 90, so would they be parallel? Yes, they would. And without drawing a scale drawing, but let's just do it anyway. So there's our line AB, so we do the point A, we do the point B. We go up here, and because this angle here is 90, we're going to go up here as well. And it's going to look something a bit like this. This angle is 45. This angle is 3 lots of x, which is 135. These two angles are both right angles. So we have proved that AD, so we're going to put a D for this point here, and BC are both parallel. So let's go to the next question. The length of a rectangle is 4 times its width. The rectangle has an area of 1,024 centimeters squared. What is the width of the rectangle? So let's draw our own little rectangle. So we have the length width. We have our unknown width, we're going to call W, because W stands for width. We have our length, but it says the length is 4 times the width. So we can just call this 4W. Because if it's 4 lots of the width, we can just call it 4 lots of the width, 4W. The rectangle has an area of 1,024 centimeters squared. So, how do we work out the area of a rectangle? Length times width, or base times height. Width times length, or width times 4 width. So width times 4 width, which equals 4 width squared. We know the value of the area is 1,024, the question gives it, so we can say 4 width squared equals 1,024. Now we can solve for the answer. So width squared equals 1,024 divided by 4. We can do this using long division. How many 4s go into 1? 0. How many 4s go into 10? 2. Remainder 2. How many 4s go into 22? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. 5. Remainder 2. How many 4s go into 24? Because we've got a remainder of 2. 6. You can count it up and you can see that. So, w squared equals 256. So we're looking for a number that when you multiply it by itself, you get 256. Now I'm just going to save you a bit of time. The answer is 16. You can just go up in numbers, and you can just start from 1 and square 1. You can square 2, square 3, go up all the way until you found the number that is, when you square it, equals 256. So like I say, I'm going to save you a bit of time and just answer it as 16. Now, in terms of solving an equation, you'd say plus or minus 16. But this 16 is in relation to a length, and this length doesn't have a direction, it's a scalar length, so it has to be positive because we're measuring something that exists. You can't measure negative 16 centimeters. You can only measure positive 16 centimeters. So, the width equals 16 centimeters. But the question says make sure your final sentence has width. So you actually use the word width equals 16 centimeters. And there we go. So let's go on to the next question, because this question is now done. This diagram shows parallelogram. Work out the value of x. There are two ways of answering this question, because there are two key rules about parallelogram, internal angles. One is that these two angles equal 180 when you add them up. That's the rules of a parallelogram. And also, these two angles are the same. So we can do it both ways, and we're going to, just so I can prove my point. So, if we start off with the angles on a straight line equaling 180, we'd say that 2x plus 2x plus 24 equals 180. Let's tidy up. 2x plus 2x is 4x. We're going to subtract 24 off both sides. 180 minus 24, pinch 1 off the 8 becomes a 7, 1, 10 minus 4 is 6, 7 minus 2 is 5, 1 minus 1 is 0. So we have 156. And now to solve x, 4, long division, 1, 5, 6. How many 4s go into 1? 0. How many 4s go into 15? Because the 1 carries. 4, 8, 12, 16, 15 is less than 16, so we go to the 3. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 3 is 15, so our remainder is 3. How many 4s go into 36? That's 9. So our value of x is 39 degrees. And the other way we could do this is by saying that these two angles here are parallel, so we're going to equate them and solve for that. 3x minus 15 equals 2x plus 24. Now we're going to add 15 to both sides. Bring all the numbers onto one side, all the x onto the other side. So we're going to add 15 to both sides to get rid of this 15 here. We're going to subtract 2x from both sides to get rid of this here. 24 plus 15 is 39. And 3x minus 2x is x. And there's your answer. Both ways you can find that x equals 39 degrees. And is this the last question? No, we've got two more. We've got included in this. This diagram shows an isosceles triangle. All the measurements are in centimeters. Work out the perimeter of the triangle. Now, it's worth noting that one of the rules of an isosceles triangle is that when you have these two angles that are the same, and it's made a point of identifying these angles because these two are the angles that are the same, the lines that come off them, so this line here and this line here are both the same. So the lengths that are given, we can equate them and solve for x. So, firstly, before we get onto that, let's find an expression for the perimeter. So if we add all our things in terms of x, we say that 3x minus 5 plus 19 minus x plus 2x. Let's tidy up. 3x plus 2x is 5x, minus x is 4x, plus 19 minus 5, well that's plus 14. So here is our expression for our perimeter. So now let's actually get on with finding our value of x. So 3x minus 5 equals 19 minus x. Let's add this x to both sides so we can cross it out. Let's add this 5 to both sides so we can cross this out. 3x plus x is 4x. 19 plus 5 is 24. And now we just solve for x. X is 24 divided by 4, which is 6. So now we can actually put this value into our expression for our perimeter. We can plug our value of x into here and see what we get. So 4 times 6 plus 14. 4 times 6 is 24. We've seen that here. 24 plus 14, that equals 38. And remember, the unit of measurement is centimetres, so there is your answer of 38 centimetres being the perimeter of the triangle expressed in centimetres. The last question, this diagram shows a triangle, all the measurements are shown in centimetres, the perimeter is 70, the area is A, work out the value of A. So the perimeter is all the sides added up, so we add up all the sides, we equate it to 70, so 3x plus 3x minus 1 plus 4x plus 1 equals 70. Now let's tidy this up, let's add all the x's, add all the numbers, see what we get. So 3x plus 3x is 6x, 6x plus 4x is 10x, 1 minus 1 plus 1, that cancels, so 10x equals 70, x equals 7. Right, okay, so now we can plug this value in to find the area. The area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So 3x multiplied by 3x minus 1 all over 2. So 3 times 7 is 21. 3x minus 1, well that's just 21 minus 1, which is 20. So 21 times 20 all over 2. So we can cancel this 2 here. We can call that a 10, because 20 divided by 2 is 10. 21 times 10 is just 210. The area of the triangle is in centimetres squared. So our answer is 210 centimetres squared. And that is the answer for the last question. I will get started on doing the answers for the homework I set you this week, and I will make sure those are all out by Friday. Thank you for watching. If there's anything else I can do, any other questions that you need help with, send them my way. I will get them done. I will get a video out, and I am going to try and work out when to do this live stream, because I said in an email that I'd try and do a live stream. I'm thinking of just going through the entirety of a past paper, going from question 1 all the way to the very end, so that I can wait for you to give me live feedback to the stuff I'm doing, and yeah, I will work out the nitty-gritty bits of detail of that. I need you both to get together, well not to get together obviously, but message each other, find out when would be a good time for me to do this for you, you know, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, what day you want me to do it on, and yeah, like I say, get back to me and I will try and make that become a reality as soon as possible. Thank you for watching, I will see you next time.